Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather today. I'm meteorologist Al Peterlin. I'd like to talk about the weather health stress for June 9th, 2026. We keep additional graphics at tpatw.com. We also have a storefront on Amazon. Looking at the surface map for Tuesday, we see a very extensive front without a lot of activity stretching all the way from San Francisco to Salt Lake City back up to Bismarck. And note there is a little bit of activity going on here in the northern Rockies, but most of the activity is here in the northern plains across all the way down to the Ohio Valley. And that's because there is that warm front stretching all the way from Bismarck all the way across into Michigan, up actually the Michigan Upper Peninsula, then dropping south all the way down to Cincinnati and cutting across into toward the Raleigh area. But again, the really unsettled weather here in the northern plains, and then a lot of moisture across the Ohio Valley. Even though it looks like it should be a beautiful day, you can see that we have a lot of the country covered with some kind of weather impact on human health, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. Interestingly, up and down California, here again very significantly in the upper plains and in the central plains to the middle Mississippi Valley. Pressure change as we move into the summer is always far more extensive in the northern third of the country than the southern, and we have rising pressure here from Vancouver across Washington, Oregon into Idaho, but we have falling pressure here from Nebraska all the way up into the Dakotas and then bleeding to the west into Montana. We also have falling pressure across Michigan, New York, and all of New England. Temperature changes are very interesting because what we're doing is setting the stage for much warmer temperatures in the second half of the week, but at least for Tuesday we're going to first see some warming temperatures here from the northern plains all the way up into Canada. Note that we're warming significantly here in northern California and still have falling temperatures up here in Idaho to Wyoming. The changes in dew point temperatures are very interesting, as we're showing we're picking up some moisture here in sort of monsoon areas of West Texas into New Mexico, Arizona. However, as you get to the vapor pressure, you can see more extensively we're moving vapor pressure up the high plains and really across the northern third of the country from Iowa all the way up into New England. Looking at instability, or this is the shower thunderstorm area, and we have that southerly flow all the way up the plains, but getting really significant here from Oklahoma into eastern Kansas and western Missouri, and probably bubbling into the Dakotas on Tuesday. And while we have beautiful weather, it also looks like we do have a lot of risk based on changes in oxygen. We have a migraine threat right here along the coastal areas of Washington and Oregon, and moving inland, especially across Vancouver, British Columbia, and then picking up very significantly in easternmost Washington, Oregon, almost all of Idaho, down into Wyoming, and picking up portions of western Montana. We also have a risk of migraine here from West Texas, across the Oklahoma Panhandle into Kansas, and then even stretching into north central Kansas. We also have an area of migraine stress here in the Appalachians from Georgia across western Carolinas up into West Virginia. The most significant risk here in terms of weather health will be asthma and arthritis risk stretching all the way up California, touching into just the southernmost portions of Nevada, but getting rather significant from Nebraska up into North Dakota, and from Missouri up to Minnesota, and then into the Ohio Valley, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and even Wisconsin, and then jumping across the lakes to New York, stretching down to New Jersey, and then covering all of New England. Thanks for visiting the patient and the weather. Your comments are appreciated. And if you hurt, tell us where you're located.